Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Phil from Zaid Comics, the writer and co-creator of Magic Cop, which is in demand right now on Indiegogo, and of course, just one half of the two best-looking brothers in all of comics. And today, we are doing another interview with a CG creator here on the channel for the show that I do called Comics Great, interviewing Comicsgate people. And today, we're talking to Shaun Davis of the awesome superhero comic called PillowMan and BlanketBoy. What's up, Shaun?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, thanks for coming on tonight, doing a little stream. I know there's a lot of streams going on tonight. It's a big night for everybody. But I definitely wanted to get you in this week, and it just happened to land on this crazy night. But we're going to make the most of it, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, definitely. So PillowMan and BlanketBoy, it's been circulating around. You've been posting a bunch of art for the past months, like all summer basically, and it's catching a lot of people's eyes. Definitely saw it early on, and you are back on it strong. You did that awesome new cover which we'll get into and show in a little bit. So tell me about yourself, how you got into creating and into just creating comics in general, Shaun.
Well, this is actually my first ever drawn comic I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of PillowMan and BlanketBoy was actually done by my son. He's 12 now, but the idea of BlanketBoy was his at 3 years old. He started talking about BlanketBoy, and as a father, and you're listening to a 3-year-old, you're just like, okay, he's just talking gibberish. He'll go find something else to do. So he kept on with it. And a little bit later on, he came up with PillowMan, who is the main hero, and BlanketBoy is just a sidekick. And so I was kind of like, okay, first you came up with a sidekick, then you came up with the main hero, which is totally backwards than most comic creators.
Yeah.
But he always had an affinity, a love for Robin. It was not Batman, it was Robin. He was to the point to where at 10 years old he wanted to be Robin because Damian Wayne was 10 when he became Robin.
Yeah.
And like I've told the story before, that when he got a little bit older, I had to tell him that Batman and Robin were not real, and so that was his Santa Claus moment right there. He was heartbroken.
That's awesome.
Throughout the years, PillowMan and BlanketBoy just kept growing and growing and growing. And it was early last year, I sat down and I was like, you know what? I think this kid's onto something. First thing I did was look to see if there has been a PillowMan and BlanketBoy, and I found out that there wasn't. So first thing I did was get the website.
Cool.
I wanted to go ahead and get that, and then I started working on my art, because before this comic, I haven't drawn in like 20 years.
Yeah.
I stopped drawing probably when I got to be about 20, because everything, got in the way. Adulthood got in the way. So, I kind of put the pencil down and dealt with that. So last year, I sat down and just practiced my ass off so I could get somehow, good enough to start showing people and putting it out there for the public.
Yeah.
And so, like I've told people before, I'm still not there. I'm still learning every day, but this is what we are. And I just hope people will look past, the silliness of PillowMan and BlanketBoy, the characters, and just look at it as, a good old fashioned comic book where you have good versus evil. You don't have any, SJW, anything like that in there. We just want to tell a good story. I kind of, it's kind of like Silver Age comics, where you just get in there, have comic book fun, and then, go to the next issue.
And I can totally see that you've been on that grind of working on your drawing skills, because you could look at like these guys up here in the logo, and then you go and look at this here. Yeah. Like that is a total jump. And every new piece you put out, I'm like, wow, this is looking awesome. You're rendering.
Yeah. I mean, that every time I put out a new page, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back to my earlier pages and redo some of those, because it's like night and day different. And the covers took me, oh my God, I don't even want to tell you how many different times I drew each cover, but took me forever until I got satisfied.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, everyone's their own worst critic. That is awesome that you're still persevering through this and not stopping until it's how you want it to look. I've dealt a lot with that with my brother, where he's doing Magic Cop arts, and from the first pilot issue that we did, or even the first test page we did, until the pages that he's pulling out now, it looks totally different, and he's getting better every day with every new page. And I think, you're in the same boat, man. This is, you're adding rendering to these characters and just making them pop and look visceral, like they're coming off the page, making them, dare I say it, more badass. I mean, PillowMan looks like a badass right here in this awesome homage cover. This is what definitely caught my eye in the past month. This is so kick-ass.
I'll tell you, to get the color of the spotlight, that was it divided my household. It divided people on Twitter, on Instagram. Should it be this yellow, or should it be the darker tone? And the yellow won out.
Yeah,
Me and my son went after each other for days because he liked the muter, the darker one. I mean, somebody asked me, they were like, is he a big fan of Zack Snyder? Because you know how he does his movies where they're darker and muted. And I was like, actually, he does like that. Mm-hmm. But this one won out, and my wife was the deciding factor on the yellow.
Yeah. I'm going to take a little quick second to say, hey, El Gargoyle, what's up, chat? Thanks for tuning in. I know there's a lot of streams going on tonight. But yeah, thanks for watching, taking a look at PillowMan and BlanketBoy.
He always calls me Shaun King.
I don't know why.
Just call me Taco Max.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is you have a little pitch for us, what the story is about, because this is, you look at it at first glance and you're like, oh, PillowMan and BlanketBoy. This is kind of cartoony, looking a little bit silly, but it's got action in it, and it looks like it's got some stakes in it too.
Well, what it is it's a one shot. The meat of the story comes later on, because we didn't want to make this like an origin story. We wanted to make it like, PillowMan and BlanketBoy has been around. We want to drop you right in the action.
That's good.
Because I didn't want to take this one shot and spend half of the book telling the origins. It's kind of like watching an origin movie. The first half of the movie, you're just like, hurry up, get in the suit, get in the suit. I want to see it. Yeah. So we just wanted to drop you in the action and put you right there, and you meet this old guy right there. Is his last night on his job. He's about to retire, and it's normal. It's a normal night until suddenly these robots break in. They're called V-bots, and they're there for this secret weapon for their that guy right there in the orange. His name is Velocity 1. He has these wave of robots that he uses, the V-bots. And so he's looking for the secret weapon. It's kind of like the MacGuffin of the whole story is, you want to know what that secret weapon is. You hear it all the time. Does it pay off? Does it not? Who knows? You just have to wait and see.
Sure.
But he's getting attacked, and then all of a sudden our heroes pop in, PillowMan and BlanketBoy, to save the day. But they think it's just, a normal night. They're going to take care of the criminals, and go on about their business, but they've never faced these guys before. After they destroy the first wave, there's a second wave that comes. V-bots, the 2.0, and they're more of the, the fighter bots. So they're having a little bit more problem with them, because they seem to know their weaknesses. They seem to know what they're going to do before they do it. And then they fight, and they end up taking the old security guard away, and so they have to find him. And then they run into the last line of defense, which is the VMech. And the thing is that when we first created it, Velocity 1, the main guy right there, he was just going to be a one-off character, just for this book. But we've grown to love him, because he's kind of like the big adversary that he knows exactly what you're going to do. He is very meticulous in his what he's going to do, because he does his research. And these guys have never went up against anybody like this. So, they're kind of at his disposal about what's going to happen. And so he takes the old security guard and tries to find out exactly where the V-bots are located. I mean, the secret weapon is low. Yeah.
Sure. Wow. Yeah, this is cool, man.
I mean,
go on.
This book has everything. I mean, we even have a pillow cocoon in it, And what that is that Pillow Boy, Blanket Cocoon, sorry.
Yeah.
Blanket Boy, if his powers get too overheated, then the blanket will wrap him in a cocoon until like he has enough time to recharge his powers. And it was just something that my son came up with, and I was like, you know what? I like it. We'll throw it in the book. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I was like, I'm sure you'll never see that again,
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Yeah, that's like yeah, almost like the stasis that Superman goes into when he dies.
Yeah.
Basically, you gotta recharge himself. A little self-defense mechanism there. That's cool. Yeah, I dig the story here. So this is how many pages is this?
We have 48, but we probably will go a little bit further than that because
Right.
there's other stuff that I'm wanting to add in that because our process is I'm at the kitchen table. My son, he's my collaborator. He's the co-writer of this. And we just don't sit down and have brainstorms because he's a 12-year-old child.
Sure.
So he'll be playing in the living room upstairs, and then all of a sudden I hear running down the stairs. He'll tell me something and then go away. And then he'll come back and tell me again. And then and then I'm finally like, guy, you gotta either write this down or draw it for me so we can keep up with all of these ideas. So he'll come up with something that's like, you know what? I like that idea. So then, I'll draw a different page and add it in or take out one of the pages I've already drawn. But it's always just it's hectic. It's very hectic.
Yeah.
I was telling Nick the other day, I was like, if, I could do cocaine and still not be able to keep up with this kid.
Yeah, man. It sounds like a crazy process, man, but that's the stuff that, you and him are going to have forever. And this book, once it gets funded, you guys are planning on doing more stuff. As he gets older, it's going to be an awesome way to see the evolution of these characters, the storytelling that you guys have and your relationship. That's something that is going to be fun to be a part of, that I think all of the fans out there should definitely hop on this because it's the first time we're seeing this happen anywhere, and especially in this community. It's going to be really cool. And I love the fact, I want to stress again that this is not an origin story. You're getting this one shot that is showing off what these characters are capable of, this villain, a lot of action. And I think that's a really good way to introduce these characters to people and show what they can do. And then at the end, they'll be like, oh, where did these guys come from? I want to know more. And you could go and expand about that later, maybe in its own story or maybe in flashbacks in another book. I'm a big proponent, like a big advocate of, not just doing those origin stories first. We want to see where they are now, what's going on now, and then later we'll get to that. I think flashbacks are a really good way to do that.
Yeah, I always liked, George Lucas said, when he did Star Wars, he wanted to make it feel like you just got dropped right in the middle of everything and you're wondering, what did I miss? What happened before this? And, it's running your mind. And I think that was a good way to start with these guys. And I had said that, to do their origin, I would like to do, flashbacks because I don't want to spend, a complete book just on origins. So I think, like after this, I would love to do a full series because we've got so much stuff that we can write. I mean, we've got at least 100 issues that we could do, no problem, because this kid, I mean, just what he creates, I mean, and what he's created in the last 9 years, it's insane.
So cool. Shout out to Just Rican and his comics. Definitely check out his YouTube channel. He's an awesome guy. He talks about comics a lot. He brings on a lot of people on YouTube to talk about comics. He does shout outs for YouTube channels. So if you guys are interested in learning about that stuff, go over to his channel. He's a great guy. He definitely helped me out getting some awesome subs. So thank you, Rican. If you just joined us, man, we're looking at PillowMan and BlanketBoy, an awesome comic that's on Indiegogo right now, by a father and son duo, joined here by Shaun Davis, the co-creator of PillowMan and BlanketBoy. Yeah, these the newest pages here.
That one, those last two right there are my last, my newest ones.
Yeah, this looks great, man.
Yeah, God, sometimes it takes me. See, that's the one thing about my art and not being an artist.
Mhm.
I'm slow. I am
Yeah,
not. I like to do a page a day and be happy with it. But if I'm
brother,
happy,
you're an artist now, man. This is looking badass. This
well,
is digital.
yes, all digital, all digital. Sometimes I'll draw, pencil and paper, but I mean, it's very rarely. I
Yeah,
can't keep up with everything. It's so easy for me just to have it digitally. It saves space. I mean,
and you do
everything.
coloring as well.
No, I do not color. That's one thing I cannot do.
Yeah,
Rajesh, I have a colorist. He's from India. His
cool.
his name is Rajesh Kumar, and he is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Inzane Comics actually got me in touch with him,
Oh,
and
cool.
been using him, from the beginning. And
Mhm.
he's I love him. I mean, he just what he can do to make my art look better. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, this last little panel here, I cannot wait to see this colored with this, the heat coming out of his eyes there. That's gonna be so cool.
It's called his plasma vision with the PLAZZZMA, because sleeping and stuff.
That's great, man. Now, in this story, you said you didn't go into origins, but are there any hints of to what Pillowman is?
Yes, this last page that I have right there, you see, everybody always asks me, has he always had four arms? No, he
Yeah.
hasn't. But I can't really tell you too much for the page before that one, but it'll all make sense by then. This right here is his final form, his last defense. If there's something that he cannot do with
Mhm.
sheer power, with the rest of his powers, this is what he has to do. He has to take the full power of the golden feather, because there is a council of golden feather that watches over the world.
Mhm.
You always have the good side and you have the bad side. There's the council, or there's the society of darkness, which has their own champion.
Yeah.
The council of the gold feather has their own champion, which in this day and age is Pillowman. They've been here since the beginning of time. It's not always been a superhero. It could have been, in the Wild West, a cowboy,
Mhm.
a barbarian. They just have different champions that will look over the world and fight darkness. And so the page before this, all the questions about this last page right here will be answered.
That's great, man. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because there's like some mystery behind this character. He's
Oh,
so interesting, so wacky. It's like, what? Where did this guy come from?
and,
Yeah, I
and
love
the
it.
thing is, it all comes from my son, and it's just I don't know where he gets it. If I could be like that guy that has the thing stuck to his head, and you know you're probing his mind up
Hmm.
in the one page, and I could do that to him to see what's in his head. That
Right.
would be phenomenal. That one right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see what goes on in his head.
That's cool, man. I hope hope he's having a blast doing this with you. This looks so fun. Uh, this actually reminded me the first time I saw it. I'm a child of the '90s, and I used to play computer games when I was young. There's this one computer game called Pajama Sam that it was like a point and click game. I don't know if you ever
Hmm.
saw it, but it's like this little kid. His name's Sam. He's afraid of the dark, and he's reading this comic book called Pajama Man,
Hmm.
and he builds up the courage to go and into his closet to fight darkness. And he puts on like a cape and a pajama man mask, and he's Pajama Sam, and he goes to kick some butt. But it's like a whole educational thing. It teaches you like numbers and puzzles and stuff like that. But this totally reminded me of it because the nighttime theme, Pillowman and Blanket Boy, really, really, really cool. Let's go over your tiers, brother. Let's see here. Um, so your feature pack, the Superfan 2-pack. Let's see. You get 2 of the book.
Yeah, we've got the regular cover and then the Indigo exclusive Batman #9 homage cover.
Yeah, I love that one, man. That's so cool. For $30 for 2 books, and then
Free shipping as well in
oh
the
wow,
United States.
nice. That's a really good deal. And then you can get your singles, which is the regular cover or that Batman #9 cover. Super super cool. And for $15, I mean, you're getting a 48-page plus. It might be a little bit more.
Yeah, and plus we have fan art, and then we're gonna have supplemental stuff in there, like some of
Oh,
my early attempts at drawing, and then whenever he was 3, I made some crude drawings for him.
Yeah.
He would tell me exactly what he thought PillowMan and BlanketBoy looked like. I put it on my Twitter, where it was like 2010 versus 2019.
Yeah.
I did do some other little drawings for him just so that he could visualize it and have it right there in front of him, instead of just trying to remember what it looked like in his mind. But I'll have some of that little goodies in there.
Oh, you have a line art variant there?
Yeah, virgin line art for both covers.
Nice. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, just giving people a lot of options here. This is the two-pack of there. That's perfect. And then tell me about this guy here.
That is the Bedhead Brigade. You get, let me see. Let me Google on my side. It is, you get a physical copy of the original cover, and then you get a pillowcase. It's the only pillowcase that is offered that we know of on a crowdfunding comic campaign. And what it is, it's a double-sided pillowcase, and we actually have one at the house, because we got a test print of it.
Sure.
And it is phenomenal. My son sleeps with it every day.
That's great, man.
That's
so cool.
I got Zazzle to actually make them for me, and they did a phenomenal job. I mean, they hold up to wash after wash after wash. The colors don't fade or anything like that. You've got the one side, which is his mild-mannered expression, and then you've got the other side where he's got his plasma vision shining back at you.
Yeah.
So it's a neat little thing. I've got 2 people that have backed it, and one of them is Jeremy Lott. He has every campaign that I have put out there. He has bid on that, and he definitely wants to get that pillowcase.
Yeah, that's great. If you guys are family people, you got some kids or nieces, nephews that you want to give the comic to, it's perfect for them. Making this hero into an icon for these kids. It's great. Your own little merchandise.
But yeah, I mean, it was a no-brainer to do a pillowcase. I mean, it was like, might as well. I mean, his head is a pillow.
It's cool. We got a question here. My brother is asking, when does the fan art contest end?
We originally were going to do it at the end of the campaign, the next 15 days, I believe. But if we need to, we'll extend it to the following 15 or 30 days. So as long as we have the campaign going, the fan art will be going along.
Sweet. Yeah, he's excited about that. He wants to do a fan piece for that.
Well, my son, he will actually be judging the contest, the people that I have. And whoever wins will win this all-in perk right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they win the $100 perk.
Sweet. You get 4 copies of the book. So that's all the different versions, right? So you get the 2 variants and then the line art variants.
Now, the line art variants, they are only limited to 50.
Okay.
So it gives you a little bit of, extra, value in there that it is a limited quantity. But you get all of that. You get the original cover art print, and then you get a double-sided pillowcase there.
Sweet. That's so cool. And this one adds a sketch cards for $150. And this is do you know how big the sketch cards are going to be? And who's going to be drawing on there? I
will be drawing the sketch cards. It'll be the only physical drawing that you will get from me, and everything it'll be personalized. It will be one of a kind. There will not be the same drawing on each sketch card. There's only 10 available on those, but it's just your normal size sketch cards.
Sweet. Yeah, that's awesome. And get some original art from Shaun here. That's a really good deal. You're getting a bunch of books, so you have to if you want to resell them on eBay, or you could give it to buddies, and a sketch card and pillowcases, all that good stuff for $150. That's awesome. And then the big one, 200.
The 200, you'll get all of that, except for the sketch card, but you will get yourself, or if you have a child or a friend or any kind of family member, be drawn into the book.
Oh wow, that's great. Yeah,
because I have some crowd shots and stuff like that that will be put in there, but it's ready for anybody who wants to maybe back us at the $200 level and put anybody in the book.
Yeah, that's great. Now, after this one comes out, where are you guys going from here? You have different book ideas, or do you want to keep expanding on this universe? More stellar stories to tell, of course.
Well, I would like to do one, for me, but he's only young for so long, so
Yeah, that's true.
I might have to put mine on the side burner and continue with the rest of PillowMan and BlanketBoy, because the next part of the series is when we really ramp it up, and you have two big foes that are coming, and they're phenomenal. You've got the champion of the dark of the nightmare, or the council of the darkness, who is the closet of doom. And then yeah, what it
That's
is
awesome.
yeah, every kid is afraid of the closet, and that was just a big thing. It was like, my son was always afraid of the closet, always had to have the door closed, and he came up with the closet of doom. That was one of the first things with PillowMan and BlanketBoy, was the closet of doom,
Yeah,
and some of the other characters that will show up in that regular series. But we've got a lot of stories to tell. We've got a lot of stories to tell.
that's so cool, man. Yeah, and it's just building this world of these characters. It seems like you guys got it down, and and you can go anywhere with this, because this is your thing. I had a question. What are Pillowman's powers?
Well, he's got your normal powers. He can fly. He's got super strength. He's got the plasma vision. He's got the sleep breath.
Sleep breath. That's cool.
Yeah, with his breath, he can put you to sleep. Stuff like that. And then his final power is utilizing the full power of the golden feather.
Yeah, that's cool.
But everybody always asks me, what kind of pillow is he? Is he a Downs pillow? Is he memory foam? And I'm like, no, he is, pure energy. His power comes from the golden feather.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ever lost that golden feather, he's gone. He's done. There's no coming back from it. So, and then they asked me about Blanket Boy, and Blanket Boy gets his power from the blanket. That's his cape. It always liked long capes. I really like Todd McFarlane's art, and with all of his caped heroes, their capes are everywhere.
Yeah,
and I love that. And so instead of just having a regular blanket, we came up with why don't we make it alive? And so his blanket can basically do anything that he wants it to do. And once he takes the blanket off, he's a normal 11, 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
So, but what it is that you have the champion of the golden feather, which is PillowMan, but the blanket is always the protector of the golden feather. So when you have one, you always have the other. Now, is this the first Blanket Boy? You just have to wait and find out, because he's been around a long time, but children grow up, they move on. So you always have to have that boy to wield the blanket.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great that something like this could come out of such a creative kid. I love the backstory about that, and the book is just looking better and better with each page. The story is really, really cool. So this is like a straight superhero book we're looking at here, kind of like the older comics, right?
Yes. Good old-fashioned fun comic. I mean, like I said, it's good versus evil. There's nothing else.
Yeah, dude, this is fun. So if you guys are interested in this, and you like the backstory of how it's being created, the art is looking badass right here. Definitely check it out. Watch their video. I did play it earlier, and back this book, because they just need a little more. You guys don't have a big goal, which I think is good. The sooner they get funded, the more help they're going to get, just because of the algorithms with Indiegogo and such. And back this one so we can see more of these awesome characters. And I really want to see how it evolves in the future. The next 10 years, what's going to happen with these characters. That's going to be the cool thing.
We hope to have a cartoon show in 10 years.
And that would be really cool, man.
It would be phenomenal.
That would be so cool. Yeah,
we're actually up to 715 now, which is good. I mean, we're getting closer to that 50%, which that's what I wanted to see.
That's awesome.
I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but I mean, we're way better shape we were last time. So
Yeah, that is good, man.
not bad.
Tony's Sizzle in the chat. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Just taking a look at PillowMan and BlanketBoy. Check it out on Indiegogo. It is this awesome old school superhero tale. Does your story have a setting, like a specific city it takes place in?
Tri-City.
Tri-City, cool. Yeah, I love this robot guy.
Yeah, that's the mech. That's the one that
Right?
they see him for the first time and they're like, yeah, what's going on here? I mean, it even scared them because you look at the mountains and you see this big robot hulking over the mountains, and they're like, yeah, this is not going to end up well.
That's cool. Now, who are you doing the letters also for this?
I haven't got that far yet, probably so, but hopefully
Sure.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Because most of the money that we fund will be just for printing.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything else out of pocket. I mean, I'm the artist, but the colorist is all out of pocket. I mean, that's fine. I just want to cover enough to print the thing.
Yeah. So check this out, guys. Now, Shaun, if you don't mind, just going to talk a little update about my comic that's coming out, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. So here it is, Magic Cop. I'm sure if you guys are sub to the channel, you've heard about this book. I wanted to tell you a little update. We are totally done with the first chapter. My brother did all of the line art for the first chapter, and I think it's all colored now too. Yeah. So I'm just lettering that, and it's going well. We actually got another backer today, which I'm so excited about. We had a little dry spell going on there, but this book is basically an 80s like homage to Miami Vice mixed with Halloween Town. If you guys ever seen that movie,
Yes.
Monsters and Magic. And yeah, it was originally conceived as a side-scrolling beat-em-up arcade game, but we decided to turn it into a comic book, like graphic novel. It's a 88-page, 4-chapter graphic novel. Comes with this ash can if you guys do decide to pick it up, with this awesome Elliot Fernandez cover. And that has a 12-page pilot issue. This is one of the pages from there. It's a big shootout issue, high action. And then, lots of story. The basic pitch is you follow this magic cop here, Iggy Cromwell. He's a new detective to the scene. He has to learn to work with his Wolfman partner, who's on the verge of retirement, as they investigate the murder of a mermaid prostitute. And down here is the leader of these prostitutes. Her name's Madam Sith. They have to go and take her in for questioning. She's like this Gorgon, Medusa-esque character. So the newest stuff we have for this is we are really close to hitting 5K. I think under $100 left to get to $5,000. And when we get there, everybody is getting some bookmarks, 2 bookmarks. Brandon did the art for this, and my boy Eugene colored it up, front and back. So there is the Iggy side, Iggy Cromwell, the Magic Cop, and then here is the Grey Wolf side. We just finished up today, got those colors back. So definitely check that book out, guys. Get us to 5K. Everybody that backs during, until we get to 5K is going to get a free art print. So yeah, help us out.
Hey, I got a question for you. Are you guys? You said it was going to be a side-scrolling video game.
Yeah,
at one time. Are you guys ever going to go back to that?
Yeah, we would love to. We've had, everyone always asks us this. We had a lot of pre-production on it, my brother and I, just brainstorming, and that's how we came up with these characters. So we came up with the 4 characters that you would play in, kind of like Streets of Rage or Bad Dudes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that's how they're kind of like archetyped out. And then from there, I designed different stages and a bunch of different bosses because I love character design. Yeah. So that lended to the villains of the book, and we have a lot more villains to explore from those bosses. So, the next book is going to have a different, big boss in there.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
we would love to do that. We work in the arcade industry. It just never got greenlit, but we would totally love to do that.
As long as there was a level for driving.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there was actually one of the first levels is you're on. It was like you're chasing this boat and you're on jet skis.
Oh wow.
Kind of like if you ever played Battletoads when you're on those
Hmm.
motorcycles, it'd be like that.
No,
Um,
what
yeah,
was that game? It was, I think it was like, it might have been early '90s, where you're in the car and you have you have one of the cops is like a shooter, and you're
yeah,
chasing the cars, and he's just like, you're just shooting
hmm
at the cars, getting
yeah,
them.
definitely. It's called
What?
Lucky and Wild.
There you go.
Yeah, that
There you
game
go.
is great. My
Love
brother,
that
one of
game.
my brother's favorite games.
Oh man. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there,
No
but
problem, man.
I
Yeah,
didn't even know about the video game, and I was like, "Holy crap, this would be
yeah,
awesome!"
yeah. That's what it was meant to be. You know, the mixture of those two genres, and I think it really lends to the story a lot. So
Yeah,
check that out. Also, every backer is going to get a Blockheads guy um,
I like
for
that.
free. We'll send you the printout, and even our digital backers, you'll get the PDF. But yeah, thank you for coming on, Shaun.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
For
I appreciate you letting me come on and talk about PillowMan and BlanketBoy.
yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm really ready to see you guys funded so we can get this out to the fans and build a really good fan base. Let everybody know where they could find you.
On Twitter, it's at Shaun or at real underscore Shaun Davis. Same thing for Instagram, and then Facebook. I can't remember Facebook because I use it here and there. I don't use it as much, but the two main one is Twitter and Instagram.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sure you could look up PillowMan and BlanketBoy and they'll pull up your posts
Yeah.
on Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. We had a blast. If you guys aren't already, subscribe, please. We just hit over 200 subscribers, so awesome. And hit that like button. Show Shaun some love. Head on over to his social medias. Give him a follow. Posts pages all the time, and back the book. It's a great looking book, especially it's kid friendly. It's for all the kids in our heart that love this awesome superhero action. And hit that bell for notifications if you haven't, so you know when we are going live with these awesome interviews. We will see you later, everybody. Thanks for